Hey friends, CGS back, and today, the UK Guitar Show and Peeweetoms. Yeah, had a very productive weekend at the UK Guitar Show, and as promised, bringing you some video and interesting stuff from there, particularly from Crimson Guitar. He's actually asked us a question today that I'm going to ask him to repeat on camera. More of that later, but first of all, a lot of you are wondering what the video I released last Thursday was all about, because we just released the video about the new amp I've bought, and you were competing to guess what that was. Some interesting guesses so far. And all of a sudden, the day after, I put a song up entitled See You Later, Ta-ta, Bye-bye. Now, the reason I broke from the usual programming on the channel was because I've been watching and following and supporting a young guy called Daniel Thomas from Weston-super-Mare, who's been struggling and battling very valiantly with cancer for a few years actually, but he's been documenting it on YouTube for the last 8 months, and I've been following 6 of those months. And sadly on Thursday, Dan lost his battle at 12:35, and I had already written a song for him that I'd emailed him and also sent him a video of. But unfortunately, by the time I got a good new friend of mine to sing on it for me, because I'm not particularly happy with my voice, Dan was already very ill, and I don't think that he actually got to see or hear the song. I don't know for sure, but I don't think he did. But I wanted to release it, and so I made a video to put out with the song that I wrote in his memory, and that's why that went up on Thursday, because Dan sadly passed away and I wanted to do my tribute. So sorry for the break in usual programming, it was for a really good reason. He went under the name on YouTube of Peeweetoms. I'll leave a link in down below, because his family are going to continue the incredibly positive work that Dan has been doing by running that YouTube channel. And he's brought a lot of comfort and a lot of reassurance and a lot of good things to people that are suffering, not just with cancer, but all sorts of things. And you couldn't help but be captivated by his videos and watch them. And I was no exception to that. I watched every single one, excitedly seeing the new posts, hoping, above all hope, that there would be a miracle and that he would perhaps beat the cancer. Unfortunately he didn't, but he wouldn't want us to be sad, and so I want to try and continue to do something positive. And actually that video has received the most positive response of any video I've ever put up, and I think that's testament to the type of people that followed Dan and the type of subscribers he had that are watching that video. So I want to send out a huge thank you and lots of love to all of the people that have kindly put such beautiful comments on that video. I was compelled to write it because he was a special, beautiful soul, and we're going to miss him. And talking of missing things, unfortunately, he's got his funeral on Monday, and it's an open invite, and I would have been so pleased to attend and show my respects, pay my respects in person. But as you know, if you subscribe regularly, I'm going to Germany on Sunday, ready for GitCon all next week. One of only 2 guitar players from the UK going. So sadly, I'm going to miss the funeral, but I will certainly be there in spirit. That was what that video was all about, and I know that my subscribers, again, I'm very fortunate in having some wonderful subscribers, and you'll understand me breaking from the usual program to put that video out. Thanks for your support. It does mean, though, that the reveal of the amp and the unboxing of the amp I've just bought is going to have to wait, I hope, until later this week and before I go to Germany, but it may well have to wait until after I come back, which is a shame because I wanted to talk about the amp when I'm in Germany. So let's see what I can do. If I can, I will. Let's go and have a look at what we got up to at the UK Guitar Show on Sunday.
Been a star, done an incredible job thus far, respected by everybody.
I like China. I just sold an apartment for $15 million to somebody from China.
So I attended the guitar show with my good buddies Dave Barlow from Dave Barlow Guitar and Alex Green from Alegree Pickups, both of whom have featured on this channel recently. And we went up on the Sunday, the 30th. The show was on Saturday and Sunday. And we had a really, really good day. We found and had a few comments from others that the guitar show seemed to be quite small for the money that was being charged. So I don't disagree for regular visitors that it was a lot of money, but we had an amazing experience because, in the most part, of who we met and what went down when we met them. I'm going to pop in and have a look at this show with my buddy Dave. But first of all, I want to explain that I didn't go around all the major brands and see much of their equipment and stuff because I'm going to be fortunate next week in seeing all of that at GitCon and all the latest gear from all the big manufacturers. So while I stopped in and had a little look at stuff, I didn't do any interviews or any playthroughs of standard international manufacturers. I was looking for unique guitar manufacturers and particularly unique UK guitar manufacturers. And in fact, all three of the stalls that we stopped at and did interviews or did playthroughs were British builders. First one was Druman Guitars, and this is what they had to say about their aluminium guitars.
Why an aluminium body as opposed to a tone wood body?
Okay, the project came about because I had access to £500,000 worth of 5-axis milling machine. So the real answer, the truth of this answer is I'd saved up a bunch of money to buy my dream Les Paul, and then I had access to this millions of pounds worth of engineering. And so what I decided to do was not buy the Les Paul, but was to sink all the money into R&D and actually create the D1 body, which is kind of a Les Paul clone. And the thing we were able to do was we were able to model, because you can define the fundamental resonant frequency of that as a piece. So we've tuned that fundamental resonant frequency to try and get the best out of it that we can, make it really resonant and really sustained. And 100 minutes aside, and you get a guitar. And I don't know anything about wood. Nothing.
It's fair enough, isn't it? It's fair enough.
Good answer. I like that answer.
I know nothing. And also, I don't subscribe to, rosewood versus maple or a cap versus solid, and I don't subscribe to tone wood and snake oil in general. I don't get involved in any of that. Because, I'll tell you why, I had a guy on the stand yesterday who's got £250,000 worth of 1959 Les Paul, and he played that and said it sounded identical.
No comments on tone wood, please.
So what are you achieving, Cool. And that's really what I'm here for. I'm here to sort of disrupt and challenge. Okay, well, we're really easy. It's drewman.co.uk, and on Instagram we are just Druman Guitars.
We had a good play on those, Dave and I, and it was very kind of Dave. Thanks again, Dave, for doing the interview while I filmed it. Well worth checking out. So I'll link the website in the comments down below. All of the websites will be linked in the comments down below. So please go and check them out because they're well worth it. Another one that we saw were bearcustomguitars. Bear as in the animal. Grr. And they're another UK manufacturer. And they've got some really incredibly interesting shapes and pickup formations on their guitars. And here's a little bit of a clip of me and Dave having a go on a beautiful Bear custom guitar. hope you enjoyed that. They are really, really nice. Definitely worth checking out as well. We also saw a fabulous band, 7 Decades. They were playing on level 2 by the cafe area. And it wasn't until they introduced themselves and all the players at the end that I realised that I know the drummer, Tony Holmes. He was in Boogie Wonderland with my friend Pete. Tony was also with another friend of mine, Gary, in the last lineup of Ultravox. So, yeah, I didn't get a chance to go and say hello. Not that he'd probably remember me, but there we are. But they were absolutely fantastic, and they had this incredible female singer. And if I can find out any more information about her, I'll also link to that in the description down below. I'll link to 7 Decades as well, because she was absolutely outstanding. So well worth checking out and having a listen. Delighted also to meet Michael Bradley, who's the other UK guitarist, YouTuber, going to GitCon with me. There's only 2 of us going from the UK this year, and so it was great to meet up with him. He's a lovely guy, and I can't wait to do some videos with him next week. So really, really cool to meet up with him. But finally, we managed to hook up and catch up with Ben Crow of Crimson Custom Guitars from Dorset. Now, they're very, very well known on YouTube, and Ben Crow particularly is a fantastic presenter. And so it was lovely to meet up with him. We stood talking for about 45 minutes and just hit it off really, really well. But he made a really, really generous offer, and I'll let you find out what that was.
Here we are at the UK Guitar Show on Sunday the 29th, and I'm delighted to be joined here today by Ben Crow from Crimson Guitars. Absolutely wonderful builder. It's really nice to meet you, Ben.
Likewise. Finally, we've been sort of cyber stalking each other. I've been watching you.
I've been watching you too. Since you were in your shed, in fact.
That was a long time ago, and it's insane what's happened in the meantime, really.
You've had incredible success, and I think a lot of that is down to the fact that on camera you're so genuine with your audience. And
the second you push record, I'm a nice guy. Outside of that,
yeah, I can confirm that actually, because the bruises are just coming through from me approaching.
No, I warned you.
So, Dave Barlow's with us as well. Dave Barlow, come and say hello.
Hello!
And
I've got hair envy.
we've got a really, really interesting proposition going on here, because Ben is doing guitar building courses and has been for some time, which you're probably aware of because you've been watching them. But he's actually asked us a question today that I'm going to ask him to repeat on camera.
Do you two fancy coming down and building a guitar with us, filming the process, and basically having fun for a week?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think, Dave? Yeah, I think Dave is up for that, and I think I would be absolutely honoured. Love to come down, love to learn a little bit about building guitars. I've got my friend Pete in New Zealand, who I do videos with, and he's built some guitars. He's doing a fantastic job, something that's really interesting. I'd absolutely love to come down and do that. So thank you very much, Ben Crow.
Absolutely not a problem. See you soon. Hey.
So there you go. I can't wait to go down to Dorset for that week, 6-day course, and learn how to build an electric guitar from scratch with Ben and all of his amazing team there at Crimson Guitars. And it's going to be fun. Dave Barlow and I going together, and I think that we're just going to have a great time. And I think it'll make superb content for you guys watching. I'll make sure that we do some decent length videos every day from that and get it up as a series on the channel. Let me know if you're interested in that and you'd like that in the links down below, as if I don't already know that you will love it. So yeah, that's coming up, and all very, very exciting stuff just before I head off to Germany. I do hope that I get to do that amp reveal and unboxing video for you before then. If I don't, I'm really, really sorry. I will do my very best. Time is of the essence at the moment, but if not, I will definitely do it urgently when I get back. And otherwise, I will see you next week at GitCon in Germany. Until then, as always, friends, you take good care.